My squat increased by 50 life-changing moments. This is my running story, real, raw and honest. Yeah. No glamorizing, no oh my gosh or this sucks or this is the best thing ever, just real. So I'm going to try to quickly say my history, even though it won't be that quick. But basically, I've never been a runner. I'm not a runner. I always hate running. I remember like 2 or 3 years ago, I don't know why. I decided, what? Well, I will go on a run. It was like 4-kilometer run, half an hour. I came home. I was so dead that I basically didn't do anything for the rest of the day because I was so tired. So tired. This just shows that how much my cardio strength was bad. That I was so dead. And I did that like maybe twice a year for like 2 years. How often, right? I've always hated running, and from that I thought that, well, I suck at running. I will never run. Why would I run? It's so hard, so horrible, so boring. But yeah, previously I played volleyball, but that doesn't even count on nothing. I've never been a runner. I'm not a runner. So this is surprising for me. This is a huge surprise. So now you will be like, how did I get here till my running story, my running journey, my life-changing moments? Well, everything started in August when I fell in love with CrossFit. And then I started watching more CrossFits on my For You page, recommended on YouTube, and then also triathlons and Ironman. If you don't know what's that, it's basically swimming, running and cycling in one day, in one competition kind of. And then I was like, wait, why would I not go on a run, right? I thought I would do like 7 kilometers, nothing more. I ran 10 and it felt good, it felt easy, it felt amazing. I felt like I could run more. I just ran my first 10k. I've never really ran anything more than 4k. And that was what, like 2-3 years ago, and I remember how much I was struggling to run 4k. And right now, literally after 2k, this just means that my endurance has improved, and my mood right now is really improved, just because I'm proud of myself. And that means that CrossFit training, weightlifting does help also for endurance. And then the next week, well, I trained like Nick Bear, and he's an Ironman runner, also bodybuilder, and I ran 18 kilometers. First of all, for the first time in my life. Second of all, with no like really running, easing in. I will say that was hard because afterwards my knees, oh my gosh, what is walking downstairs without any knee pain? Don't know. But then I stuck with it. I continue to do it every single week by week. I just ran 19 kilometers. I'm totally toasted, so sweaty, even though it's autumn. Oh my gosh, I don't know how people can run in summer. That's death. That's death. I don't know what, but it doesn't get easier. My ankles hurt, which is a new thing, but it's literally so hard. But I did it. It's been 2.5 months. Every single time it got easier with the knee pain. No, now I don't experience any knee pain. Now I experience ankle pain. One of my ankles hurt. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. It's really hard. So yeah, that's how I went from basically nothing to a lot. And I don't suck at it. Like, I can run 19 kilometers under 2 hours. This is my last basically run, was my run of the year. And with this run, I'm 90% sure that my running season is closed. Thankfully, this felt one of the best, like it felt the best, almost the best of all of the runs, because the last few runs, yeah. Let's not talk about them. If you follow me on Instagram, you can check that out. Sweat and rain, do it no matter what, because hard work pays off. The good thing about running is that you get warm. It's currently like +3 Celsius, something like that. Thankfully, yeah, in 3 seconds I will be freezing, but at least I'm not freezing when I'm running. It's great. It's getting really cold, like really cold. So I'm a hybrid athlete, and do you want to know the craziest things? My squat increased by 15 kgs. My bench has increased by like, I don't know how many kgs, while also running and doing CrossFit a lot and maintaining it and gaining strength. So don't fear running. It's extremely important of your nutrition and recovery, but running is possible with also weightlifting, with also strength training. Yes, there are different things like priorities. What's your biggest priority? What's your main priority? But you can't include both. You can be strong and also be able to survive to cardio things. So as I said, in my last run, I ran 3 minutes faster than usually. At the start when I started running, my average pace was like 6:20 kilometer pace, no miles. Talking here about kilometers. Okay, but I just checked it actually. Did you see that? It's actually my first 18-kilometer run. I ran around 7-kilometer pace. It means that I improved my pace by a kilometer. Basically now my pace is like 5:57, 5:58 a kilometer. But then it was 7. That's crazy, right? Still, that's an increase of fastness, of speed. I don't know how people can run for something. And now we're getting into the nitty-gritty, the truth, the pros and cons of running. Let me just tell you, they're far away. They're far apart. There's so many pros and so many cons. Starting with negatives and then the positives. So the biggest thing is it's really easy to get injured and have that kind of injury for some sort of while. For example, as I told you, I start my knees because they weren't used to running. That means that the next 2 days, jumping and walking, those high endurance things, fast speed things, and also obviously your body gets used to it. Every week it got easier. After the first run, the 90-kilometer run, the next day I felt it really hard. But now I'm like, okay, yes, I know I was on a run. I definitely a little bit feel it, but nothing huge. The second con, skip the next 10 seconds, but I will just be honest. Blisters. That's it, blisters. You know what's the thing with me in the blister relationship? Basically, I get that blister, it goes the week, they heal, and then I go on the next run, which is like every week, once a week. And then the blisters reactivate and move. And that happens like, so my feet are recovered because in the way those blisters move. But just being real, that's the hardest, definitely one of the hardest things, the blisters. And obviously one con is like it's a huge stress to your body if you're not used to it and you can't really go from 0 to 100 like I did. But I'm a different story. I'm a unique person. I'm a different individual. Obviously con is kind of weather and your mindset. If you're not strong mentally, you probably will want to stop and just go back or just walk. But no. Running, okay, we're starting with pros. Running builds your mental strength, because if you have that goal in your mind, or if you have like, oh my gosh, I want to run this much, or I want to run in this time, you will want to do it if you're strong enough. You will be able to do it if you're strong enough. Obviously there are barriers, and obviously there are still some sort of limit when your body just like physically isn't capable, but it builds your not just stamina, it builds your mental strength. One more, a little bit more, till halfway, and then it will be easier. That's for me. It's always till the halfway is hard, and then it's all great. Kinda all great. Second, you're able to more connect with the outside world because you can breathe fresh air, you can be more outside. I mean, by running, you can be able to just see more. Because obviously it depends on where are you running and the distance, but you just connect with yourself more. That's with me lifting too, but here it's outside. And I wouldn't recommend to listen to music because I feel like it's kind of a distraction to your brain. And one thing you will be like, I need that distraction to like be able to push through this, but in the other way, in a lot of, for example, competitions or things like that, there are no music, or it's not allowed to be music. It's just you versus you in silence, with no music to help you to perform to your best. Obviously, it's great if you have a running buddy and all that, but it's important to connect with yourself, to your inner self, and learn to what you're capable of and what you can do. Now I've got to the most important part, food and recovery. Without that, no. Just don't get me started with that. It's important to eat enough because running burns a lot of calories. For example, for me, just to say example, in those basically almost 2 hours run, at least what my Garmin says is that I burn around 1,000 calories. That's a lot. That's like 1,000 calories extra than I would usually burn. Obviously, it is included with like active and resting, but still, it's 1,000 calories. That means that it's extremely important for you to nourish your body, not just with carbs, but also fats and proteins. Yes, I'm saying fats. I'm saying the fat because that's the energy source for your cells Basically, what I couldn't say is that fats give you energy, protect your organs, and it helps to absorb all the nutrients. Obviously, yes, protein is extremely important, and the recovery aspect. I know most people wouldn't recommend the thing that I do, which is I run after my leg day. Why? Just hear me on. Because the next day, I wouldn't be able to do legs. No chance of me doing legs after, the next day after 19-kilometer run. No chance. I would also extremely recommend for you stretch. I don't know how people cannot stretch, especially after runs. It's so important. So important. Also, I went from 2 hours, literally over 2 hours of 18 kilometers to 1 hour 49, 19 kilometers. That's insane, right? So what's now? Will I continue? Well, the answer is yes, but in a different way. When the snow will hit, obviously I won't go running outside, but my plan right now is to combine a CrossFit cardio style running workout. What does that mean? For example, I'm giving an example. You run 1 kilometer, 1,000 meters, then you do like 100 burpees, then you run another kilometer, then you do 100 wall balls. It's kind of CrossFit running. Yes, it's really taxing, it's really hard, but just running on a treadmill, just treadmill only, is a huge no for me. No. The people who can run 11 miles on a treadmill, I admire you. That's what I'm going to say. I admire those people because that would be extremely, that's the mental game to run 2 hours on the treadmill non-stop. Thanks, no. Little updates, I'm filming this a week later. Let's just not talk about how cold outside it is. And yeah, also this video will probably be posted in a month from the time I'm filming this right now, so don't mind that. But I just was really looking back and seeing actually how much progress I made, and I'm always like, I always say to myself, I don't make progress, I don't see any progress, there are no results, like I'm stuck or something like that, and then I look back and I'm like, whoa. Another reminder, if there is a will, there is a way. Comment down below and think about your running journey. Maybe get inspired to move your body in a different way that you don't usually do, or whatever. Comment down below. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Patreon if you want to support me. Please do. And see you next one. Bye.